Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. We're back on Project Cars 2 and we're back with a setup at Monza again in the GT3 class, and this time we're driving the Lamborghini Huracan GT3, as you can see on the screen at the moment. Really impressed with how fast this car is. I don't know if they've changed something on the BOP or anything like that. I'm not sure what's gone on with the game with the last update in terms of BOP, but this car feels really strong here, stronger than the Ferrari, I'd say. It does take a bit of getting used to in terms of the way you have to drive it with the setup that I was running. You've got to really get used to flinging the rear out and just putting the power down and just hoping that it will stick, and it just does. It's a strange car to drive. I did notice that I've took the top person's setup and then just made a few minor changes, and I did notice that the camber was on 0 on the rear, very similar to the old way of doing it. A lot of people used to do their old way of doing setups on Project Cars 1. I'm hoping that isn't something that's quite common on the game, because I don't like that, because it's not the most realistic. Whether it's just something with this car, it's possible, but we left it on for the setup because it actually worked really well with this car. It just seemed to have incredible speed down the straight and had an amazing ability to handle. The way this car handles the corners, I would say this is stronger than the Ferrari, but I'm guessing some people have also said that the Ferrari has been changed now on the latest BOP, so this is probably going to be the strongest car in the game now, probably more so than the original Ferrari was, is my guess, going by the way when I drove this. The top time on PC is a 144.8, and this is a 145.1 this lap, and I felt I probably could have got down to at least the world record time. I think we could have got 44.7 to 8 around there if we would have carried on pushing it, but I just wanted to get this setup out so I can start working on some new setups on some different tracks now, because I think we've done enough GT3 cars at this track now. We've got this car sorted. I will have a little look to see if there's any more GT3 cars that we can do that might be competitive, but I wanted to do the BOP test, but obviously it's not much use if they keep changing the BOP, because by the time we get around to getting all the cars done, the BOP's been changed again. So what we'll do is we'll just go through a quick track guide now. So starting the lap, you want to look out for that 150, braking pretty much just short of the 150, really hard on the brakes, down second gear, into first gear just as you attack the first apex, and then just get on the power really early. We're obviously running traction control as normal on the low setting, and I think it was on 25% or something like that. And so then working our way up through the gears, you can actually run this car with no traction control. It drives fairly the same, but it's just a little bit of a safety thing having it on there. So braking just under the bridge, down into second gear, attack the first part of that apex there, skimming over it, and then you can see the way the rear is slightly sliding, but it's just controllable with this car. It's really strange. And then down into third gear, attack this Lesmo. You can get on the power so early in this Lamborghini Huracan on the corners, it's insane. You can just floor it and it grips. Then down to third gear for this one, again you just keep on the power, and you see the rear wants to slide, but then it just grips still. It's a strange car. It doesn't really drive like the Lamborghini Huracan off Assetto Corsa. It's a bit different. It sounds similarish, but I'd say Assetto Corsa's got the better sounds again. And as you can see there, attacking the curbs really hard, and again we just upgeared it in fourth gear early, purely so that on the exit we'd get better speed. As you can see there, the ghost starts pulling away, but I think it could have took that chicane a little bit better and gained at least a tenth, maybe 2 tenths through that chicane, so we didn't really attack it much. In the last corner, braking on the 100, and we brake a little bit. I think we attacked the corner a little bit early, we got a little bit loose, but again we just get on the power and the rear grips. Partly probably because of the setup that we downloaded from the top person's setup. It's a good setup, it's a very fast setup. It does take a bit of getting used to, though, I will say that. It's not something you're going to probably instantly get used to, but I think once you are used to this, you'll probably be able to get to the 144.7s quite, and 144, late 44s consistently in time trial. Whether that would happen in qualifying, I'm guessing you'd be in low 45s. You can see there it put us third, but I just wanted to move on, get this setup done, and then we can move on to some different tracks. So you can see the setup again, right hand side. The setup that I loaded obviously had that right hand side higher. That's to keep the PSI in the range that you want them. I did change the brake balance. It was further towards the the rear, so I changed that more towards the front. I would be tempted to try that brake pressure on 100% to see how it reacts as well. The Aero 03, I did try 02, but it was just a little bit too loose on the rear. You can see there the cambers on the rear. I would be tempted to maybe try that on maybe 0.4, 0.5. You can see he had it all the way on 0. That's what he had it on there. Put it back there. But I would be tempted to go up to maybe like 0.3 or 0.4 just to give a bit more grip on that rear maybe. Because sometimes when you did push the rear a bit too hard, it would slide out. So just bear that in mind. You can see there stronger, stiffer springs on the rear also. I think I upped the anti-roll bar on the front slightly from the setup that the person had also. And I changed the steering ratio because I prefer having them a steering ratio that feels a little less reactive than what a lot of people seem to like, so I just altered that slightly. With regards to engine braking, I think that was on 5 when I tried it, but it was just a bit too much on the braking. It was kicking the rear out a bit, so I went up to 6, so there's a little less engine braking. Traction control 25. I upped the ABS to 80% from the guy's setting where he had 75. And the power ramp, I think we kept that pretty much identical to his. The coast we may have gone a little bit lower. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if he had 25 when we did it, but I think we tried a few things out, but his setup felt really nice. So there wasn't any point making too many changes to his setup. I just wanted to get the car a little bit more stable. One thing I would do is probably up the rear cambers slightly, because it might lose you out on a bit of straight line speed, but I prefer having a bit more security when getting on the power and the exit of corners, so that the rear tyres have got a bit more grip when on that like through the lesmos and stuff. So that's the only issue is it might create a little bit of understeer doing that, but it's something we could test out in the future, maybe if we do a race with this car at a different track or something. Might take it to the Red Bull Ring, this car, do a setup there, because it's going to be a similar kind of setup, so we could use this as a base setup and then go to the Red Bull Ring, and you're going to probably need a little bit more camber for them really fast corners, so we'll try it there maybe and see how competitive it is, and then put a little bit of camber on them rear tyres and try it out on that track, because I want to start doing some other tracks now. We've done so many setups on Monza, and I don't know if there's that many more GT3 cars that we haven't covered already that are going to be competitive here. There's no point doing the Z4 and stuff at the moment because they're just not competitive. Well, they weren't on the old BOP, I'm not too sure now, but they're obviously the older generation GT3 cars, so they're not going to be probably as fast as the newer ones. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can see the car is stable. It should be good for race conditions, I think. You might not be able to push it quite as hard as you would in qualifying consistently. It'd be interesting to see. I need to try it out in the race and see how it actually does in the race conditions. But normally, when I like a car in time trial, as you've seen with the Ferrari video we did with the race, it normally handles pretty much identical in the race situation. So hopefully with a few basic changes to the vents and stuff, it should be fine. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you sub the channel if you haven't already. Click the notification button so you don't miss any future videos. We'll be back with more Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 2 and GT Sport videos very soon. Thanks again for watching.